Thank you all for the privilege of speaking to you today. I'm honored and excited because my first year away from Friendswood has allowed me to better understand what a unique and quality education FISD provides. I was asked to speak to you today about two distinct sets of experiences: my time as a student in Friendswood ISD and what I've been doing since leaving Texas to study at Princeton. However, as I was reminiscing about my times at Klein, Westwood, Bales, the junior high, and the high school, and thinking about what I'm doing now, I realized that the experiences are not distinct at all. Rather, everything I'm doing now can be attributed to an exceptional teacher or opportunity that I encountered in FISD. This summer, I traveled to Taipei, Taiwan for a month and a half to teach creative writing and critical reading to 7th, 8th, and 10th grade students. I think I was hired because I now go to a fancy university in the Northeast. But what my boss didn't realize is that hiring me was money well spent, not because she hired an Ivy Leaguer, but because she hired the Friendswood ISD English department from kindergarten to 12th grade. Miss Murr from the junior high taught prepositions, while Miss Stafford from the high school taught sentence diagramming. And when my students asked me, "Can I go to the bathroom?" it was not I, but Miss Powers from the 3rd grade who responded, "I don't know, can you?" When we read short stories and poetry, I strived to instill as much enthusiasm in my students as Miss Simons did when we read John Keats in senior English. While I was teaching, I realized the impact of my teachers, because every modifier my students misplaced and sentence that they spiced with a comma reminded me of what teacher so artfully taught me that skill. Teachers can have equally big impacts outside of the classroom. Entering high school, I was terrified of public speaking, especially in front of adults. I was even afraid to talk to adults on the telephone. That meant I would rather do dishes for a month than call Papa John's to order a pizza, a fact that my parents exploited eagerly. Fast forward to this February, when I visited our nation's capital to lobby Congress for legislation on climate change. 4 years ago, it would have required the threat of a year's worth of dishes and laundry before I'd even consider sending an email, much less speaking to a senator. But my sophomore year in high school, Mrs. Victrick took me under her wing as a member of the speech and debate team. With her constant support and expert guidance, I eventually conquered my fear of speaking in public. By giving us the confidence and the tools to express our ideas, she bestows upon all of her students a gift that will serve us the rest of our lives. I'm studying mechanical and aerospace engineering at Princeton. After the notoriously difficult first semester of math, physics, chemistry, and computer science, a good portion of my engineering class decided to drop engineering altogether. I decided to stick with it, not because I had significantly better grades or was more intelligent, but because I, like many Friendswood students, know that if you can survive Mrs. Huffman's 7th grade algebra class and Miss Westerfeld's AP calculus, you can survive anything. I didn't only learn survival skills in math and science classes at Friendswood. Thanks to rigorous coursework, dedicated teachers, and laboratories stocked with the latest technologies, my classmates and I were able to build solid foundations and develop skills that allow us to be competitive and confident in our current studies. Being in a major that is less than 25% women, I often find myself thinking back to the 2nd grade. Mrs. Smith is the principal at Klein now, but years ago she was my 2nd grade teacher, and every day at recess, she would encourage the girls in our class who just wanted to dance to go play soccer with the boys. Whenever I get intimidated in class or hesitate to raise my hand, I remember Miss Smith's important lesson: you can play with the boys. There are numerous other teachers and opportunities at FISD that transformed me and my peers from fledgling 5-year-olds to confident high school graduates. With the flurry of construction that is now going on at the high school and at the site of the new junior high, the physical transformations that take place within this district are more apparent than ever. It is obvious that FISD is constantly striving to improve its facilities and resources. However, I think the most important changes that occur within the district are less obvious than the giant cloud of dust that is currently surrounding Mustang Drive. The transformations I am talking about occur in the classroom day in and day out because of the master teachers who are listening to me today. New teachers, I know that in a few weeks, you too will begin to form the next generations of Friendswood stars. You will have the incredible opportunity of inspiring both your students and your peers with your enthusiasm, energy, and new ideas. Remember that Friendswood is special because its success stems from the perfect blend of maintenance of tradition and receptiveness to new ideas. I hope you will ask your mentor teachers about some of the transformations they have catalyzed during their times at Friendswood. Some of them I may have even discussed today, but no doubt that thousands of passions have been sparked, lessons learned, and futures made brighter thanks to these teachers. I also hope that you do not estimate the power of bringing people together. I think that we often see the transfer of knowledge as the main mission of teachers, but we shouldn't overlook the synergistic transformations that occur when students work together. Some of the most formative experiences in my career at Friendswood occurred when a teacher or mentor pushed me to make a connection outside of the classroom. Mr. McGowan encouraged me to join NASA Aerospace Scholars Program to meet other students and professionals who enjoyed math and science as much as I did. And now, here I am, majoring in mechanical and aerospace engineering. One connection that turned out to be incredibly rewarding was made when a teacher at the junior high contacted the math club at the high school, requesting a tutor for one of her students. It was a huge confidence booster when I was told as a high school freshman that I could help this student, and the 4-year tutoring relationship that ensued was a mutually beneficial experience for both of us. He began to get better grades, pass tax tests, and gain confidence. And I too gained the confidence that comes from an adult telling you, yes, you can do this. You have something to offer. So trust your students and push them. We don't want the first time Friendswood kids are challenged to be after they go off into the workplace or to institutions of higher education. Challenge their ideas, their assumptions, their expectations, and every once in a while, throw them into the fire and tell them, this may be difficult, but I know you have it in you to do it, and do it well. The last thing I'd like to say is that I really admire each of you. I'm at the age where I'm required to think frequently about my future and how I can make a difference in this world. Teachers like you, however, are special because you won't make an impact on one facet of the world, but on hundreds, maybe thousands, with the doors that you open and the students you inspire. You will be responsible for government legislation, scientific breakthroughs, new innovations in technology, sporting achievements, prestigious Rhodes scholarships, and much, much more through the students you teach and the students you have yet to teach. And if I've shown you anything today, I hope it's that your students will not forget. We are incredibly and perpetually grateful. Thank you.